Hey everybody, welcome back to Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. Last episode, we more or less cleaned out the City of Locust questline and the Crusade quests. I'm probably not going to be able to develop all aspects of the Crusade to the maximum because it's a little bit tedious. So, you know, I'm just going to go all the way to the heart of the Fallen Land and see what happens. Hopefully we find Galfrey and, you know, maybe talk to her, you know, about why she did the things she did and see what happens. You know, this is a big map, which, oh yeah, Queen Galfrey's there on the map, and Erebeth as well, which makes me think I'm gonna go buff up and then go take him down. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay. We walked up, and it's Areelu.
The erstwhile heart of Sarkoris, until it was cleaved in twain.
How you doing, Areelu? Areelu seems lost thought.
City turned death trap. One who enters may never leave.
Well, you seem to enter and leave all that you want. Anyway, the city and all of Sarkoris is dead because of what you did. What do you feel when you look at your handiwork?
Regret poisons the will and the mind. I've long since forgotten what regret feels like.
Alright, fair enough. So I have a lot of questions for you.
I wish I could answer them now, but I cannot. Your time is running out. Anamora is about to turn the Temple of Stone manuscripts to dust.
Oh, Anamora.
If she does not, the one now approaching from the abyss will. Soon this city may be gone altogether, along with all that it contains.
So I believe Anamora was the Dark Elf lady, right? One of us has to die for the other to live, and the Worldwound is close. Is that why you're here, to sacrifice me?
No. You cannot grasp the full picture. Your understanding of the situation is flawed. You see...
Areelu cuts herself off mid-sentence.
I am here to give you a warning. Listen closely. Deskari knows of your arrival. This entire city is a trap he's set for you. The reckless queen was lured here, and I imagine she is rushing headlong toward her own destruction as we speak.
Aren't you Baphomet's commander now, or high priest? Yeah.
Many of your allies are here, and their camp is about to be attacked. The very same camp at which the reckless queen left your banner. The Sword of Valor.
Okay, interesting.
The city is also home to the Temple of Stone manuscripts, one of the few surviving arcane libraries in Sarkoris. Some of my research is held there on Deskari's orders, and the Locust Lord's minions are laying waste to it at this very moment.
Okay.
Turn back and you will lose everything. But if you charge forward, you'll be heading into an ambush. He will let you pass deeper into the city, and then all will descend into chaos. Iz has rotted away. It is steeped in abyssal emanations. Once Deskari breaks through, the consequences will be horrific. Choose then what is more valuable to you, and what you wish to save in time. Your allies and the banner, the queen, or knowledge itself. Knowledge.
Ooh.
It's time. I know this won't be our last meeting, so I will not bid you farewell.
Interesting, okay. I can have to choose. I'll make a big choice, apparently. Uh-oh. Oh, I found the Crusaders. Oh, okay, the demons coming as well. Alright. Hey, I got my fellow Crusaders here, though. Gonna help my boys out. Oh, God. Oh, it's Sayar. Huh, why is he here? That's interesting. There we go, got him. GG. Save the Crusaders. The last demon falls limply to the ground, staining the dry land of Iz with its unholy blood. You catch your breath. Victory. You have defended the Sword of Valor once more. Yes, my banner. Welcome back, Commander. Without you, this would have been rough. Nistra. Commander, welcome back. Seer spits out these words of courtesy, his menacing gaze clearly telling you that there may be many things, but you are not his ally. Alright, glory to the Crusade! The Crusaders echo your cheer in unison. Woo! The foul wind of the waste pulls at the Sword of Valor, your banner, the banner of your triumphs, and your might is back in your hands. You can feel your strength returning. You now know for certain no one will ever take your banner from you again. Alright, I got the Sword of Valor. Cool. Oh. Oh. Oh no, oh, it's a trap, right? The Scar's here. Okay, they finally came here.
The hour of reaping comes.
Alright. Well, I got my Sword of Valor. I guess that was the choice that I made. Maybe I should have done something else. Trap, you're caught in our Lord's trap, mortal. Anamora, our lord's priestess, will soon rip out your queen's heart and gorge on it. Terendelev, your former protector and now our slave, will never know peace. But you will lose everything, you will lose everything. Alright, we'll see about that. Heart of the Fallen, they are going offensive. What will they do in the library temple? Uh-oh. I have to rush to the temple first? Okay, let's go. Oh, okay. I'm looking into the abyss. Oh, it's Terendelev's bones. They revived into Ravina dragon, a bone dragon. Okay, guess I'll have to fight Terendelev. Okay, cool. Good reunion, I guess. Let's go to the temple of the damn manuscripts. Oh, look, it's Queen. Oh, it's Anamora as well. They're fighting. Okay, they're already fighting. Let's get in there. Oh wow, they're already getting wrecked. That's not good. There you are, my lord's worst enemy and his most loyal servant. The elf's skin is black as coal and her hair is white like snow. Her body is covered in ulcers and abscesses. Locusts are swarming in the folds of her claws and above her head. Her voice is calm, serene. I'm Anamora, one of the high priestesses of Deskari, and I've been waiting for the day I would see you with my own eyes. We have much to discuss. The floor under her feet is cluttered with shards of stone tablets and remains of acid-burned scrolls. Anamora is destroying the archives, and by the looks of it, most of the library has already been disposed of. The only thing that's still intact is a single crystal that looks similar to the ones you saw in Areelu's laboratory. Oh, interesting. Alright, I met your acolytes, the elves from Keonian, who ended up in your cult. Ah, those sweet fools. It was so amusing to deceive them and slowly deprave them, setting them on the path of the swarm. When they realized how far they'd gone, it was too late. All those fierce champions of justice, vigilantes, and paragons, all were now nothing but frightened orphans and common criminals, and none had the nerve to refuse when they pledged their fealty to me. None except for that blasted Kaelessa. Alright, Areelu Vorlesh warned me you tried to destroy these archives. What do you have to say to that? Areelu Vorlesh, that traitor. Hatred seeps to Anamora's silky voice. Why hasn't the Lord deprived her of her rank yet? To think that she's still the second highest figure within the clergy right after the Echo. I'm only third. But let us not dwell on this. Having regained her equanimity, she speaks smoothly and steadily once more. You were asking why I would need to destroy the Temple of Stone manuscripts. I'll answer you, because the time has come. The very last memories of Sarkoris must be erased, undone. Today, this place serves as a feast for the swarm. Okay, what are you talking about? I've been waiting here to reveal you the truth about our Lord, the one who designs you've been fulfilling from the start without realizing it. What is there to talk about? Our Lord's wisdom and generosity, the fate that awaits this world, and your part in the sacrament. Alright, generosity. Deskari brings nothing but pain and death. A simple mind may see it, and this way, yes. Our Lord is stern, yet he is gracious. He grants mortals a boon they do not understand. His generosity is beyond any naive deliberations on good and evil. Do you know why Deskari stands above the other demon lords? Unlike most of them, he never was a mortal. He is not of this pathetic world. Deskari is a child of the gods, an undying spirit of eternity, and he wishes to give that eternity to us. So Deskari isn't just a regular demon lord, he's practically royalty. Well, that explains the ego, at least. Land chuckles, as if that didn't already make him enough reasons to despise him. What is the fate that awaits this world? We poor mortals suffer in our pitiful world. Deskari will free us from this misery. A single locust is born, devours, dies, and becomes devoured itself. The swarm is eternal. That which becomes its food joins the never-ending cycle of purgation. And with every birth and death, it grows closer to the immortal blessedness of its maker. That is Deskari's great gift to Golarion. Death, suffering, all that we call evil will cease to be once the entire world is turned into an eternal, insatiable swarm. And what do you suppose is my part in all of this? Deskari has many servants, and not all of them realize whom they serve. Some possess no mind at all, others are capable of thought but cannot comprehend their mission. This whole war, its every detail, everything is part of his shrewd plan. You're bringing the last part of the Crusader army, and to where? To slaughter. The last battle approaches, a grand slaughter in which you and your soldiers will feed the swarm. The Crusaders and the Worldwound will become one. Alright, wisdom, he knows only how to destroy and devour. Do not confuse our Lord with his servants. The swarm destroys and devours to make the consumed one with the swarm. Locusts are foolish, be it insects or those who submitted to our Lord. They do not need intelligence, for they are guided of the higher mind of Dark Lord Deskari. The entire history of the Crusades is a testament to his unrivaled genius. The first wave of the invasion was feeble, chaotic, disorganized. It convinced mortals of the demon's weakness. The knights were celebrating their victory as the minions of our Lord were scattered across the world, laying their eggs in the minds of mortals, forming cult cells and preparing for the upcoming war. And then the second wave again. It was strong, but not strong enough to stir the whole world. 70 years of impasse when the front line unmoving. Fighters from all over Golarion rushed here, eager to become food for the swarm, servants for the cult, tools for our Lord. And finally you, Areelu Vorlesh creation at the head of the Crusade, Deskari's greatest weapon that will bring him triumph. What say you now, having learned the truth about our Lord? Will you kneel before his glory, or will you keep squirming despite knowing that every action expedites his victory? Alright, I'm going to attack surreptitiously while she's absorbed into her preaching. This is fascinating. Please tell me more. Gladly, our Lord, huh? What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, did I surprise her? She said, Okay, that's funny. Alright. Nice. Oh, yeah, you're dead too. See ya, Anamora. Oh, that was fun.
Majesty. Commander,
Oh,
Erebeth Tirabade stands relieved.
Queen Galfrey's alive. The half-orc before you, wearing armor adorned with Iomede's golden swords, it's clearly drained of all her strength. She can only have a few minutes left to live. There's soot on her face and a pool of fresh blood is growing on the ground around her. Her hazel eyes are clouded, but her voice, accustomed to giving orders, is still firm. Ah, Erebeth, no.
Farewell, Knight Tirabade. May your road to Iomede's throne be untroubled and swift.
Alright, Queen Galfrey, now we gotta talk.
You have returned, Commander.
Yes. My queen, allow me to report. I have succeeded in my mission to eliminate the source of the hindering crystals.
I thank you, Commander.
It seems as if your prior report has struck something in her soul. She visibly flinches. You're addressing me by the rank you deprived me of. Yes, that's what I want to talk to you of.
I don't know what I regret more. Granting you the rank of Commander, or trying to take it from you. History will tell. And then I shall know whether your coming was a curse to the people of Mendev, or not, in the end.
Interesting. I have many questions for you.
I believe I do owe you a certain candidness, but this conversation may take a while. Allow me to send Erebeth on her final journey first.
Should we fight Deskari first?
Well, he is politely waiting for us to conclude our business. I really don't think I'll be of much help to you in the battle against a demon lord, as much as I wish I were. Deskari is far stronger than me and all of my crusaders. We will fall under his scythe like grass. Which is why I want to accomplish what is most important before gathering my people and leading them to safety. It is best we deal with all possible matters we have in Iz. We may have to beat a hasty retreat.
Interesting. I can just attack her. Your time is up. Now I'm the sole power here. Oh my god. You know what, Queen Galfrey? You deprived me of my rank of commander. I can't trust you. I'm sorry. This feels bad. Okay, your time's up. Now I'm the sole power here.
Goddess, you have watched over me all this time. Please do not leave me now in this darkest hour.
See ya, Queen Galfrey.
Grant us strength.
Let's see how you go. Oh, never mind, she's really not that strong. Okay. Wow, she... Okay, I guess she has a lot of healing or something. Alright, she's gone. GG. Whew, nice. There you go. Queen Galfrey. Alright. That's fine. Loot him. I can click on her? Ooh, the queen's lifeless body lies at your feet. Death has sharpened the noble features of her face. The fearless warrior looks small, helpless, and frail despite her bloody, dented armor. The queen's right hand grips a weapon, while her left hand holds half of the lexicon of paradox, which she has now no need for. Oh, I can do my Lich. Yes, this is what I wanted. Bestow the gift of unlife upon her majesty. Ooh. The body starts twitching convulsively, its gray face twists in a grimace of pain. Suddenly, its features go rigid, and a pale ghost rises from the fetters of lifeless flesh. The queen screams in agony as she is reborn. Her shriek resounds through the air, a wail full of pain, anguish, and hatred. Galfrey's disembodied spirit hovers above her body, looking at you with terror and confusion. Oh. The queen's beautiful features begin to shrivel and wither with age. Wrinkles crease her flawless skin, her lips become thin, and her hair fades to a wintry gray. Your mythic power has taken hold of Galfrey like a vampire ravaging its prey. You drain her of the magic that keeps her young. Your touch lays waste to her beauty and destroys her soul. She no longer looks like the young maiden. Instead, you see her true appearance, a withered hag who's been waging war against the demons for over a century. Her eyes were once as blue as a robin's egg, and now they burn a crimson. Her voice trembles with anger and resentment. What have you done to me, Mickey Mouse? I am the blade of my goddess. How could she let this happen? Oh, okay. Nice. How do you feel now that you've been resurrected? The warrior frowns. I have changed. It feels like there was once a hearth in my chest, but now the fire has gone out and only ashes remain. I feel redeemed, free from the burden that has been bestowed on me along with my crown, free from the oath I swore to my goddess, free from the knightly vows. Now only two desires remain: to serve you and to kill the demons. The queen grimaces and her voice is as hard as tempered steel. Yes, my desire to kill demons has only grown stronger. I want to watch them suffer. I want to hear their screams of agony. I want these invaders to choke on their own blood. I want their skulls to shatter. I want to utterly destroy them. It is strange. I never allowed myself to hate so fully and completely when I was alive. I held myself back I held my emotions in check. Did death liberate me, or did it turn me into a dark and spiteful being? I do not care. I have become vengeance, a blade for you to wield. I wonder how Iomade will react to our favorite champion's new appearance. Surprisingly, your remark does not seem to anger Galfrey. Her ghostly lips twist a smirk. If the inheritor truly considered me her loyal servant, she would have interfered and saved me from this fate. But it looks like the Crusaders are a little more than tin soldiers to Iomade. We are waging a holy war in her honor. We are dying with her name on our lips, but she doesn't even grace us with her presence. She ignores our sacrifices. So be it. The chivalric code that states an oath sworn to an unworthy sovereign dishonors the vassal in equal measure. I hereby denounce the oath I made to Iomade and proclaim that she is my patron no more. So, okay, you are no longer a queen, but my soldier now. Galfrey kneels without hesitation. So be it. I was always afraid that I'd die without seeing our triumph. You have rid me of this fear. Now lead me to victory. Alright, go to my ziggurat in Dresden. Alright, cool. As you wish, Command Master. Oh, hey, it's a happy ending, I think. You know what? Not bad, not bad. Well, I mean, I think this is suitably epic as we march downwards here. This bone dragon. Yep, there it is. Oof. There's raining blood and everything. Quite cool, quite cool. Let's, oh, it's not the trap. Let's do this. The magic that once filled the bones of the silver dragon with unlife has been dispelled, but you can feel that Trendle's soul has not yet departed to face Pharasma's judgment, and that means you can bind it with your spells and enslave the corrupted creature. Hell yeah, I get a cool undead dragon. Raise Trendle back to unlife. From now on, you shall serve me, Mickey Mouse. Trendle, the dragon begins to shudder convulsively. Suddenly, she opens her mouth, revealing rows of sharp teeth, and lets out a visceral roar full of anger, confusion, hatred, and an insufferable anguish too great for words. Blasphemer, curse you and your kin, and all mortal peoples that inhabit this world. Is there a limit to your depravity? I regret the decades I spent hiding on your behalf, because you, all of you, are ill-natured and vicious creatures, worthy of nothing but death and bloodshed. Ah, I am your new master. Trendle snaps her jaw and growls in frustration. It seems you have become very proficient in your vile craft. You even succeeded in subduing me. Very well, enjoy your power to direct me towards your enemies and I will crush them. It is a shame that I did not possess the gift of foresight when we first met for the first time in Chronobris. I would have killed you right then if I had known that you would commit such blasphemy. I would have burned you to ash, you and the whole lousy city. Who brought you back to life and made you fight for the Crusaders? It was Areelu Vorlesh who did this to me. That traitor to mankind corrupted my spirit and made me her pet monster. Very well. Sin was committed by immortals, so let them all pay for her transgression. My love for them is no more, and my mercy is gone. But the fury remains, and I shall unleash it against them all. Is your soul still devoted to good, or has it been defiled along with your remains? My soul withered and turned to evil, just like everything else touched by mortals. What irony! I, the champion of goodness and light, the protector of your pathetic crusade, who was turned into a profane monster to kill you, but now I have been brought back again against all the laws of nature to fight on your behalf once more. Alright, sure. Go to Dresden, you may protect my ziggurat. It shall be as you say. I will guard your vile tomb and find joy in watching you commit dark deeds. As you sow torment and harvest hatred, the mortals deserve nothing less than the destruction you will bring to them. Okay. Trendle is pretty evil now. Alright, well, that's how it goes. Alright, we're here. We're right next to Deskari. Get ready for the big battle of this Ibiz, I think. Unvein's kind of... Oh, he's kind of slow. What the heck? Why is he so slow? Alright, whatever. Let's just get in there.
You are bad at pretending to be uninterested, imposter. I know you came down from heaven and even scooped to a conversation with that flighty killer Nocticula, the Crusader goddess and the lady in shadow. So that is how far you are willing to go to be rid of me.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's a good voice. I forgot how his voice sounded, actually. He's a big dude, though.
Sounds like somebody's jealous. The goddess had a chat with Nocticula, a chat with us. But no matter how much you yell at her, you get diddly squat.
Okay. Listen in silence.
It's no use, imposter. Your efforts are futile. I heard that even your new mortal weapon, your Crusader leader, laughed at you.
You're going to have to acknowledge my presence.
The imposter goddess and her imposter instruments. I know what you're made of. Mortal ambitions, mortal frailty, and fear of decay, forever imprinted on mortal souls. Even yours, once mortal Iomade.
Interesting. And what fear lives in you, Demon Lord?
What have we here? Your servant wishes to read me, imposter. Is this the interest of a fish diving into a net? Or something else? I am the net. I am fear. I am the swarm. I come to feast.
Uh-oh. The big belly. Oh, the demon lord's howl shakes the earth. Here we go. Battle of the century. Let's do this. Okay. Okay, nice. I wounded him terribly. Okay, he's got phase 2. Deep moan bellows over the area. It feels as if the very stones of Iz, the ancient ravaged capital of Sarkoris, are crying in pain under the unbearable weight.
Impossible. I am chaos and death. I am the end of times. I cannot be defeated.
Voice acting is really good. A host of emotions burns into Deskari's massive compound eyes. Anger that turns into pain, that shock at which begets anger once more. I reign over death, and yours is no exception, Deskari. For a moment, you see in your mind's eye the square in Canabras where it all began, except now you two have switched place. Deskari is the one teetering at the edge of a chasm while you stand firm. The vision fades, but your power responds to it and erupts in a single mighty torrent. Your body tenses, the wound in your chest erupts into flames, bleeding heavily as if trying to kill you. But can this stop you? Now when you're a step away from victory? No. Uh-oh. Here we go. Absolute death. Will save. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There he goes. Fall into the abyss. Did I kill him? Wait, did I actually kill a demon lord? I didn't even kill Baphomet yet. Or I guess he's gonna reincarnate, yeah. Nice. Okay, now what? Storyteller. Oh, Storyteller's there. Oh, Storyteller. A familiar figure emerges before you. The Storyteller's unseeing eyes are turned toward the city of ruins behind you. It appears that despite his blindness, he perceives something that the rest of you do not. He is gone. He is no more. The demon lord has perished. He has freed our realm of his dark presence. This poor city, the capital of a ruined nation, it has become a snare for both demons and mortals. I heard the cries of the dying even before they rang out. They are dead. They have fallen along with the city, but such was the cost of this victory. What you have accomplished is unheard of, Commander, but you must not squander this chance. Forces have already gathered near Dresden to set out on the last march into the heart of the wound. We await your return. Storyteller, what are you doing here? Witnessing a story, Knight Commander, witnessing a story yet again. What will Deskari do now? He returned to the abyss, to his rasping rifts, but he did not return the victor. The great demon lord, the usher of the apocalypse, failed to kill a mortal. He failed. I'm not sure what hurt him more, your power or the realization of his defeat. Deskari is arrogant to the point of insanity, but it's more likely that he'll bide his time rather than launch another attack and risk everything. And while he's recovering, you will have enough time to complete your mission and rid us of the Worldwound. What mortals were you talking about? Who has fallen along with the city? The noble Queen Galfrey fell with a weapon in hand. Her 100-year vigil is over. Oh yeah, I killed her. The brave Erebeth fought till the bitter end. This was the last day of her crusade. Many foot soldiers have left us. Who will remember their names? Who will preserve the stories? Everything is clear to me now. Good. Make haste for Dresden, Commander. Your allies are on their way there already. Your story is drawing to a close, but it's not over yet. Okay, cool. Yes, is done. Now, the last steps. Return to Dresden. The one who calls himself the Storyteller summoned the Commander back to the capital of the Crusaders. There awaits the army that assembled for the final push. Hell yeah. Let's do this. Alright, here we go. We're back in Dresden. Yes, here we are. We're victorious. We defeated Deskari. Woohoo. It's me, Mickey Mouse. Hero of the Crusade. The gates of Dresden are open wide, and the army that came back from Iz is standing before you. Hundreds of eyes are watching your triumphant return to your city. The streets of Dresden are cloaked in silence that is disturbed only by the cawing of birds, lured by the smells of putrid flesh. The yawning doorways of abandoned houses makes the facade look like grinning skulls. The undead army stands still, awaiting new orders. The Crusaders who see their fallen comrades in your cohort helplessly ball their fists and whisper curses under their breath. The Crusaders of Mendev watch you with fear and hatred, muttering through clenched teeth.
Welcome back, Commander.
Hey, Anivia.
We heard the news. I can't believe Her Majesty's gone.
Yep, I killed her. Anivia finds it difficult to speak. Her pale voice is devoid of emotion. She moves and talks like a clockwork automaton and not a person. She has already heard about Erebeth's demise. Yeah, whoops, sorry.
But that's just the latest name in the long, long list of your victims. This ain't a crusade anymore. It's senseless slaughter. The Knights of Mendev put up with you and the Queen's orders, but that's all over now. They're going back to Mendev to strengthen its borders, and I'm leaving with them.
Oh, uh-oh. That's not good. I'm sorry, Erebeth is dead. Anivia's eyes flash, and for an instant you feel skewered by her gaze. The intensity of her stare fades, and she gives you a curt nod. Don't do anything stupid. We have a common enemy, and the final victory is as close at hand.
I don't trust you anymore. And as for them, they don't trust you either. You had plenty of supporters among the Knights, but where are they now? They're all dead. No.
Mouse.
This is the end of the Crusade.
Man, I'm a bad person. You run because you are afraid, but I will heal you and purge you of your fear here and now. You see the sparks of life twinkling in the bodies of the mortals who dare to rise against you. You could give an order and watch them be ripped apart by the teeth and claws of the obedient undead, but why? With a wave of your hand, the flickering lights are snuffed out. Oh. Liam fights desperately, stubbornly trying to resist despite seeing the futility of his actions. Rip. Mia, the scholar's bravery falters at the very last. She turns around and tries to flee, leaving her back exposed for the killing blow. Oh wow, we actually just watched them die one by a time. It's kind of sad. Nishtra resists until her final breath. A haughty, disdainful expression stays on her face even after death.
So everything has been in vain. The victory over the Worldwound will plague Golarion with a calamity worse than demons. I am not going to wish you victory. You do not deserve it.
How dare you? Oh, he dies too.
We will have this pain by sharing it. We will die together, my brother.
Oh, wow, everyone just dies, huh?
Beth, I am coming to you.
Oh, damn. Jeez. The city square is littered with bodies, but you will not tolerate desertion even in death. And so you forcefully return the unworthy to their bodies, even before their flesh can grow cold. No soul shall flee to the outer sphere, where Pharasma's court awaits them in vain. The sightless eyes of the dead are turned toward you. Even a whisper would sound like thunder in the absolute silence of the square. I am pleased by your efforts, my servants. You are useful to me, and you will serve me again in the days to come. The reply comes as a wave of obedient whispers. We are happy to serve you, master. This place is an empty grave. Once my business here is concluded, I will I wish to remain here in Dresden, a place of solitude and seclusion, which is why I will instruct you to purge my realm of all the living. Once the demons are defeated, demon or mortal, all will have to go or join the ranks of my servants. I'll abandon the Worldwound and go on a journey, and just like my mentor before me, I've lost interest in other people's wars, so I won't have any more need for you. But after the victory, your service will end. Oh, interesting. It's a cool choice. I wish to remain here in Dresden, a place of solitude and seclusion, which is why I will instruct you to purge my realm of all the living. Once the demons are defeated, demon or mortal, all will have to go or join the ranks of my servants. The dead grin hungrily. Kill the living. Alright, and now go to sleep, my servants. Your tormented souls have earned a moment of respite. Slumber until I call for you once more. A wave of apathy washes over the undead warriors. Their hands fall listlessly. The angry gleam in their eyes fade. Peace descends upon them, the greatest gift you can possibly give. Yep, that's that then. The storyteller appears behind you as if from nowhere. The ancient elf sounds tired, but there is not even a trace of fear in his voice. This day will be mentioned in every chronicle in Avestan. The day when Tar Bafan's name faded from memory and became a thing of the past. The day he was replaced by a new Lord of Death, one more menacing than his predecessor. The Worldwound is doomed, but that which will replace it will terrify mortals even more. Soon, courageous adventurers will start banding together to come here and fight the new master of these lands, and here they will meet their end. Oh, I guess I'm the villain now. Launch the final assault on the Threshold Fortress. When all seemed lost for the Crusaders, the commander was able to tip the scales in his favor. The demon Lord Deskari is brought down in the Grand Battle of Viz, and now the Crusaders stand ready to assail the main bulwark of the Worldwound armies, the Fortress of the Threshold. Okay, interesting. Oh, interesting. So I gave a page, one of the elven notes to the storyteller, and he says that basically Pharasma wants him to be reborn. Now he asks me, what should I do, Mickey Mouse? I've gathered the stories of Golarion for so long, looking for my past, and now I've found it. Should I accept Pharasma's proposal and be reborn, or refuse and die? Ooh, interesting. Okay. So you got your name, the storyteller, from Pharasma herself. I suppose so. As for my real name, the storyteller smiles faintly. I remembered it. The name of the last Archmage of Kionin, an old, unwanted, unassuming name. It doesn't suit me anymore. I am the storyteller, and I would like to remain so until the end of my days. What will happen if you accept Pharasma's proposal? I will die and be reborn in a new guise and join the servants of the Lady of Graves. The secret and dangerous knowledge of how to merge the planes of the world will die with me. I am free to live out the time I have left, the few years fate has left in store for me. When they die, I will die and then enter Pharasma's halls and give her my oath properly. Interesting. What will happen if you reject Pharasma's proposal? I will say here, I'll keep my secret knowledge to hide it in the most far away and safest place I can find. My age will catch up with me gradually, and I think I will have a few years to write books of the stories I've gathered, or tell them to someone I will take on as an apprentice. As you see, any choice means a prompt death for me, but I am not afraid. I have seen the death of thousands of civilizations and outlived time itself. Know better than many what it is and what is enough. What do you want? Oh, if only I could answer this question. The elf chuckles cheerlessly. It would be safe to assume several thousand years would be enough to make a single decision, but obviously, the last Archmage of Keonian is also the most indecisive creature on all the planes of the world. Ooh. Do we have to decide right now? I'm afraid so. The storyteller smiles awkwardly. I feel Pharasma's heavy, silent gaze. She is studying me, evaluating my decisions. She is waiting for my reply. The storyteller lowers his head awkwardly. Forgive me for burdening you with this and asking for your advice. Interesting. So I can say, refuse. Knowledge must be preserved and not destroyed. It can't be inherently dangerous. It is made so by those who possess it. There is wisdom in your words. The elf thinks for a while, but then nods resolutely. Pharasma, Lady of Graves, I have made my decision. I will keep my knowledge for Golarion. I reject your proposal. Hell yeah, good old storyteller. Nothing happens in response. No lightning strikes on the sky. The ground does not open wide under your feet. You just feel a cold gust of wind and hear a quiet sigh and soft caress. Ooh. And well, that's that. Now everything's over. I know my story and one I yearned to know all these years, and that I had hidden from myself, or I had once hidden from myself. And all this is because of you. Thank you. You've given me the greatest possible gift, myself. No reward can measure up to your merits. Still, please accept from me a grain of knowledge that you've helped me to recover. Alright, so we're here in Threshold. I went back and did some more decrees. My morale is starting to drop, so that's a little concerning, but you know, whatever. I just did some decrees, see if that would change anything. Probably not. I realized how difficult it is to like get my military up as a necromancer lich guy, because it's so hard to like hire mercenaries and whatnot. But whatever, let's just get to Threshold and end this thing off on a good note, hopefully on a high note. That's what I want for. Let's go. All right.
After breaking the blockade of the demon armies and defeating Deskari, the Crusade forces close in on the Threshold Fortress. The place where 100 years ago, the first rift between the planes was opened. The place where this story will end. Where
it ends, finally. Oh, it's been such a journey, man. Like 40 episodes of, you know, Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. It's been a long journey. They're coming with, along with the commander himself, charging at the head. Let them come. It's been long since any brave fools challenged me, the mighty Karamazza. I will tear them to shreds along with their commander. Wait, Karamazza, isn't that the guy that I beat like multiple times? Okay, whatever. Alright, here we go. Let's see it, Karamazza. Let's see this final stand that you got. Oh, it's me and my Hell Knights. Oh wow, actually, I get Paralictor, Eminent Strength. That's cool. I didn't expect them to come here. Well, anything to say to me, Chief Still? We'll cover your advantage, Commander. You can count on us. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chief. I appreciate it. Okay, anything telling me, Storyteller? Go forth and remember, history is being made here this day. Oh yeah, alright. I mean, there's really no point in looting them, but for collection's sake, I guess we do it. Oh. Abadar, preserve us mortals who stand in the way of chaos. Oh, it's the priest lady who sells me stuff. Oh, time past 30 minutes.
Dear guest on my doorstep. Please do come in. You have been long awaited.
Areelu opens her arms like a welcoming host. The gesture doesn't seem feigned, but you feel a strange menacing tension behind it, like the echo of a nervous chuckle that has never been uttered. The wound in her chest pulsates with a red glow. Perception check passed. I can feel the madness radiating from you, Areelu. What has changed since the last time we met?
Nothing at all.
The witch answers, glaring at you with her glowing crimson eyes. Have the courage to meet me in the flesh. Stop with your games.
There will be no more games, trust me. And I definitely won't run. There is too much at stake.
Okay.
The path to your souls and the Worldwound's healing demands my death. The accursed Threshold prison where everything began must be where everything comes to an end.
Makes sense, makes sense.
So I invite you in once again. Cross this threshold. I'll be waiting for you in the heart of the fortress, in the place where the wound was opened.
All right, sure. Commence the assault. Oh, okay. Everyone's here. Oh, all my friends are here. That's fun. Storyteller, anything to say to me? Ah, the old elf stands frozen. It's unclear whether he's listening closely to the sounds coming from the fortress, contemplating something, or just dozing. Upon hearing your footsteps, he respectfully ducks his head. Commander, how did you end up right in the thick of the battle? The storyteller smiles softly. This is not my first battle, Commander. I know how to defend myself, and the thunder of a fight has never stopped me from getting into another adventure. I've come to witness great things, and some unsightly demons will not dare get in my way. Will you help us in the battle? A blind man is hardly what you will need when storming the fortress. I will stay here, among the soldiers guarding the gates and against uninvited guests. If you manage to seize any artifacts whose natures you wish to know, bring them to me and I'll read their stories. What do you think lies ahead for me? My gift is useless here. The story has yet to be written, and the quill is in your hands, Commander. I appreciate you coming here for the heart of the fight. How could I miss a story like this? So I should witness it, not listen to the retelling in years to come. We took only the essentials in this assault, and we were forced to leave the Prestidigitator Golem behind. You used your magic to transport it here. I can have the have the Golem with me. Yeah, that's fun. All right, cool. What is this? The artifact, created by years of hard work of the servants of Pelura and the efforts of the finest spellcasters of the Crusade, glows with a mysterious light. The star-lit astrolabe seems to be looking forward to the hour when it can release its power and unleash it on the thresholds. Awaken the artifact. It's time to clear the sky over threshold. Oh, I can do this? Oh, I can. No idea what it does, but okay, sure. That's good. Let's do it. At the gates of the threshold, the darkness is dense and viscous. Like a brew in a cauldron, the darkness seems to devour all light pouring from inside or outside. But the danger lies not only within. The companions you don't take into the final battle will remain here to guard the approach to the threshold, and they must be ready to fight as well. Oh, they must be ready to fight as well? Hold on. Okay, maybe I should level them up or something. I don't know. Yeah, hold on. Alright, well, I think I'm ready, more or less. Look into the darkness. For a moment, you think you can see blurred silhouettes inside, but then you realize it was just your eyes playing tricks on you. Whatever is lurking in this darkness and now lies in low waiting for you. Enter the fortress. Let's do this. Okay. Find Areelu. Okay. It's me giving a good speech. Good old Mickey Mouse. Undead Mickey Mouse. Yeah, woo, woo. Let's do this. Oh, Akula's behind me. Alright, hey, you hear the sound of laughter, and then the lady in shadow begins to speak. You do not disappoint, my chosen. Your performance has been flawless. I hope you will continue to impress me, and that you will do what needs to be done in the end. What do you want from me? Isn't it customary among mortals for a noble lady to bless her knight before the final battle? Well, why can I not do the same? Do you know what lies ahead? Better than anyone, and yet not well enough. You are about to confront the most lethal, capable, and powerful servant I've ever had. She is unmatched in her abilities, but you are her creation, her masterpiece. You are the only one who stands a chance of stopping her. The creation must surpass the creator. If you truly desire victory, why don't you join the battle yourself? Why? You are doing perfectly well on your own, if everything is going exactly as I'd hoped. Alright, sure. I have to go then. In the past, you have rejected my profane gift, but the situation is different now. You face a dangerous enemy, and you will need all the help you can get. So for this first time, and in many ages of my existence, I will offer you my patronage a second time. You spurned me once, but now I will ask you again. If you accept my power, I will protect you during your fight against Areelu Vorlesh. If you refuse, you will face her alone and die. What will you choose? What is a profane gift?
Every succubus can bestow her dark patronage upon whomever she likes. My magic will enter your being and enhance your already exceptional abilities. It will also allow me to watch over you and, if you are in mortal peril, help you. It will not make me your guardian demon, but you can expect to receive some aid from me. Furthermore, there is one more aspect to a profane gift. It allows the succubus to affect the mind of whoever is under her protection.
That's why I said no last time.
You have proven to be trustworthy, and so I will not exploit this by invading your thoughts. Others, however, will not be so kind to you. If a powerful demoness charms you with her magic and grants you her profane gift, you will become her toy. A mortal can only have the patronage of one succubus, and I would rather give you mine than leave your enemies a chance to cause you harm.
I don't need your gift, okay? You will regret your decision. In your moment of defeat, you will remember the victory that could have been yours. but your keen insight pleases me. You are defiant, headstrong, and driven, just like me. I do not yield to the power of others. I refuse to give up my independence, and it seems that you are the same. We have so much in common. Is it possible that you are more deserving of my gift than the obedient servants who just subjugate themselves to my will? Yes, I think I will give you my gift after all. I have woven this wreath from the darkest, most insidious shadows of the abyss. Wear it as a sign of my respect. Ooh, darkness caress. Now Tequila falls silent, but you hear a pure, clear voice. The voice of Iomade. Her words resound in your ears like a roll of thunder. You have made the right choice. Your soul has the strength and fortitude to cast aside the lady in shadow's lies. There is hope for you yet. I wish you good fortune, Crusader. Go forth and do what must be done. Ah, Iomade's here as well. That's nice. Okay, cool. What is this? Darkness caress. The darkness caress. Oh, +8. Headband of perfection. To all damage dealt by ranged weapons. I mean, that's pretty good. Sure, why not? Areelu? A Galu? For an entire century, we've been protecting mortal kind from you accursed demons. We are the warriors of the Wardstone who have been set free, and we're here to honor the debt to our liberator. Oh, the angels! From the start of the game in Canabras, that's fun. You saved us from being imprisoned in the corrupted Warzone, and we will have come to repay you. Our vigil has not yet ended. Oh, cool. Oh, look at this. It's Immeslin. Integrity compromised. Planar balance factor displaced. Maintain the structure. At any cost, maintain the structure. Uh-oh. This is another boss battle. Immeslin, the quivering pile of metal bears little resemblance to a living creature. The voice that addresses you is the only sign of its sentience. Identification process complete. Crusaders recognized. Crusaders are enemies of Areelu Vorlesh. Initiating protocol. Communication with a potential ally. Step 1. A request. Crusader, I ask you to attack and kill me. Who are you? Name Immeslin. Creature type inevitable. Status prisoner. Objective termination. Why do you want me to kill you? Necessity. My existence sustains the energies and the integrity of the Threshold Fortress. The Threshold Fortress protects Areelu Vorlesh. Conclusion. My existence sustains the enemies of order. My existence must be terminated. Obstacle. Existing protocols. Self-destruction is prohibited. Self-defense is permitted. If you attack me, you will activate my self-defense protocols. I will defend myself. I will be destroyed in battle, and the scenario fulfills the objective and does not contradict existing protocols. Conclusion. The Crusaders need to reach the most secure areas of the Threshold Fortress. My death will cause a collapse of the Threshold's defenses. Therefore, the Crusaders must terminate my existence in order to achieve their objective. Risk assessment. My death may cause some of the fortress's exterior structures to collapse. It may become difficult to return to the entrance of the fortress. Okay, can you explain to me in detail what will happen if you die? Chaos will prevail. The defensive and load-bearing magical structures will sustain. The integrity of Threshold will be destroyed. There's high risk that the fortress's exterior walls and gates will collapse. However, my death will also destroy the defenses around the heart of Threshold, where Areelu Vorlesh is situated. The heart of Threshold is the heart of the Worldwound. This location is currently inaccessible to the Crusaders. Therefore, the Crusaders require my termination. Okay, I will grant your request. Let's fight. Thank you, ally. It will be an honor to die in battle. Alright. Free Immeslin. Quick. Okay, cool. Alright, I got him. See ya, Immeslin. Oh, he teleports me. Okay. Oh, get out of the demi-plane. Oh, okay, interesting. Time to run then. Alright, something about this strange place feels oppressive. The air is still and silent, yet you can hear the distant echoes of words, promises, and battle cries. You strain to hear what's being said, but you can only make it a few words. Silently. Cease, sorcerer. I promise. I promise.
Can't be dismissed as a calculation error. You knew failure was a possibility. Then why?
Areelu's silhouette looks just as surreal as the sounds that fill the space. She is not looking at you and seems lost in thought. Her voice is dull and tired, and there is no trace of the hospitality that she showed you at the entrance of the fortress. It's over, Areelu. There's nowhere left for you to run.
Yes, it's decided. I will tell you the truth before we fight to the death. Would you like to know why I upended your life?
Areelu barely seems to hear you. After a moment, she turns towards you as if noticing you for the first time. She looks at you for a moment, and her expression changes. The tiredness in her eyes give way to a cold, hard resolve. Speak.
This place is my demi-plane. I created it when I was a prisoner in Threshold. I would slip away to conduct my rituals here in secret. This is where I decided to create what mortals would later call the Worldwound. This is where I made all my preparations. Do you understand? Escaping was never my goal. I could have easily disappeared from Threshold. I could have passed through it like water through sand.
Okay.
Some believe that I brought Sarkoris to ruin out of revenge. And there is some truth to that. I had reason to take revenge. You didn't listen to my words in Iz, and you didn't find a way into the secret part of my laboratory. Otherwise, you would know what I'm talking about.
Oh, whoops.
My laboratory. The old house in the middle of nowhere that marked the entrance to my lab. It was the home of Areelu Vorlesh when I was still a mere mortal. I lived there with my son, away from the din of the crowd, and sheltered from the keen gaze of the Sarkorian witch hunters. It was a place where the reality of our world was in close proximity to the abyss. A place where I could study the magic forbidden to all Sarkorians.
Oh, okay.
I thought I had hidden my home well, but I was wrong. They found it. They found us. At that hour, I was there, in the laboratory. That damned laboratory I loved so much. I was absorbed in one of my experiments when the hunters arrived on our doorstep. I was sitting at my desk, recording my observations, thoughts, and calculations, as was my habit. That's when I heard the noise outside. The fight was brief. It barely lasted a moment. By the time I sensed that something was amiss and hurried out to see what was happening, it was too late. All I could do was cradle the body of my dead child and cry after their departing soul. I promise.
Why did the Sarkorian hunters attack your son?
Because they saw him with a scroll that he had secretly borrowed from my supply. He was trying to perform a forbidden ritual. Children, they are always drawn to the unknown. But for the threshold hunters, this child playing with a magical trinket he stole from an adult was just as much of a criminal as the worst demon worshippers.
What does all this have to do with me?
Nothing, as it turns out.
Really responds with some bitterness.
Look around you. This demi-plane. The first time I escaped from my cell and ran here, I was trying to resurrect my son. I tried many things, but all my efforts were in vain. The soul had already received Pharasma's judgment and had been sent on the path determined by the gods. Into the abyss.
Oh, rip in pieces, I guess?
And when I realized that, I rebelled. But not against my jailers. Not against those who had murdered my child. Not even against Sarkoris. My uprising was against destiny. Death and the laws that the gods had forced upon our lives. I realized then that I wouldn't be satisfied with simply returning my son to life. I had to shatter this order once and for all. And make it so that neither Pharasma and her lackeys nor death itself could ever stand between us. Only by stepping beyond the bounds of what had been ordained for mortal kind, by obtaining powers that rivaled the divine, could we become free.
Oh, that makes some sense, yeah.
And with this newfound purpose, I turned myself into a half-demon. Fusing the spiritual essence of the two planes was the only way I could achieve my goal. I let the abyss into my soul, and into this world. I opened the world wound. I danced around 3 demon lords, making them assist me without ever revealing my true intentions. They just believed they were dealing with another power-hungry mortal, but in reality, I was after one thing. I wanted to find what was left of my son's soul and give him a new birth. One that would prevent anything from ever harming him again. And then I found you. I chose you because I felt a faint affinity to you. I thought your soul could accept the remains of my son's soul, like the soil takes a seed.
Oh, interesting.
I thought I could bring back my child by tethering the mangled remnants of his soul to a pure mortal soul untouched by the abyss. I thought the power of the Nahindrian crystals would allow me to protect him forever. That I could tear him away from the dominion of mortal nature. But I was mistaken in both assumptions. Now I'm about to face the consequences of my mistake. You will witness them as well.
Okay, sounds good. Uh-oh. Comes my mythic powers.
Test of my abilities.
Alright, time to get out of the demi-plane. Let's go. Outside. Come on, Staunton, hurry up. Let's go. Collect all and leave. Oh,
Should
no,
not
no.
have come here. I, Areelu Vorlesh, the one you call the betrayer, have nothing to offer you but death. Karamzadeh, I will give you the chance to avenge your death. Rise.
Oh, right, revive
Curse
them.
you, mortal scum! You have struck ice into my heart. I will devour your souls to loosen its freezing grip.
Okay. So dramatic. Round 2 for the Crusade. Oh, and also other guys there as well, huh?
Let's have some fun.
Oh crap, I actually have to battle with them. Oh my god. Watch them, I guess, murder them? Okay, well it seems to be going okay actually. Yeah, it seems to be going fine. Darren's dead, but yeah, it's fine. Crusade Reborn, still alive. Ah, that's fine, he's on 4 now. See? We got him. Cool. Final threshold. Find Areelu, reach the end. Let's go. Let's do this. This is the end of days. Ooh, a lot of locusts. Oh, Echo Deskari. How you doing,
The
bud?
mortal who ventured recklessly into the abyss has now reached threshold. In Iz, you struck down my creator and master Deskari. But if that makes you dismissive of his echo, if you think I do not pose a threat, then you are greatly mistaken.
You didn't want to fight me in the abyss, so why are you here now?
I was hunting the hand of the inheritor in the abyss, not you. And what a good hunt it was. But now things are different. Now you are the prey I covet more than anything else.
So where's Deskari? Is he too afraid to fight me personally?
Master is in the abyss, in his realm. No, he does not wish to meet with you yet. A demon lord cannot afford 2 deaths in succession. It will kill them permanently.
Out of my way.
No, I'm not afraid of your threats, and there's nothing you could offer me that would make me withdraw.
Alright, sure.
He lost to you. He lost. The great Deskari himself lost to a mortal. So what happens if I succeed where the great lord failed?
Oh, interesting.
If an echo destroys the one its originator could not defeat, who would that make me? What would it prove? I'll risk my life to know. You are not just my enemy, you are my chance. A chance I won't miss.
Cool. Okay, he doesn't want to just be an echo. He wants to surpass his master. That's cool. Yeah, let's do it. I'm so far away. Jeez, what the hell? Oh, okay. Huh, I was not close enough.
Time to share your treasures.
Okay. Okay, I'm doing well, actually. Okay, he just popped. Okay, wow, never mind.
I'm always
He said don't underestimate him. What a weirdo. Okay. I do what I must. Mickey Mouse, here in the end of days. Finally, closing the Worldwound once and for all.
This is where it happened. It was here that I conducted the ritual, sewing my soul and the essence of the abyss together. Feeling the world change around me as every stitch brought Golarion closer to the abyss. And it was here that even though you have no memory of it, I did the same to your soul.
The interplay of light and shadow in this place gives Areelu an otherworldly look. She stands at the edge of the vast rift, watching the dancing reflection cast by violet flames. When she speaks, her voice is calm and thoughtful.
A researcher must not have any personal feelings for the subjects of their experiments. And yet, I find myself unable to remain completely detached from the Worldwound. I created it. I allowed it to be. It holds a place in my heart, even if I'm slowly paying for it with my life.
Uh-huh.
A researcher must be particularly resilient in the face of mistakes, incorrect hypotheses, and failed experiments. You are my failed experiment. I think I'll feel some regret for ending your current life, but you can rest assured that such sentiments will not stop me.
Areelu turns towards you. Scarlet blood seeps from the wound in her chest. I can tell that you're preparing this place for battle, but there's more to it, am I right? I can sense barriers, spells waiting to be activated, and there's something else, something deadly.
You're so adept at magic. Of course, I've been preparing for our meeting. And hopefully I've prepared well.
You've been carrying the wound in your soul for a long time. Does that mean you will die soon?
It will kill me eventually, but I still have some time left. Years, or decades perhaps. But it doesn't matter. One of us will die today.
You've done all of this just to save your child.
Yes. And no. Even if I could have brought back my son, I wouldn't have stopped at that. I wouldn't have been satisfied. Not after what I'd gone through. Not after the things I'd learned.
Okay, fair enough.
I wanted to become stronger. And I wished the same for my child. I didn't want to be afraid of anything. It wasn't the dogs of Threshold, or even Sarkoris itself, that threatened us. It was the laws of a world governed by death, weakness, and separation. That is why I needed the power of the Nehindrian crystals. I did not wish to merely stave off the agony of the wound. I wanted to tear my son from the grasp of everything that makes us weak and mortal. You have seen a goddess. You have been face to face with demon lords. Were you awed by their greatness? Do you enjoy living in a world where your entire life cycle has been predetermined? Where everything, from your birth to what will happen to your soul after you die, has been decided for you? Or do you find, now that you have experienced the mythic power coursing through your blood, that you prefer to live in a world that you can change? A world that offers you a chance to be anything you want.
Oh yes, this power is magnificent. I would choose no other fate.
How strange. You are a kindred spirit. We are so alike. Perhaps the experiment wasn't such a failure in the end. But no. No.
You merged the remnants of your son's soul with mine, so why do you want to harm me?
If a hypothesis is proven wrong, it needs to be rejected. But the research process does not stop there. That is all I can tell you right now.
Why did you call me your failed experiment?
When I poured what was left of my son's soul into your soul, I was expecting it to bring him back. They say death and the judgment of Pharasma purges the soul of everything it once was in life. But this cannot be true. I have researched this subject meticulously and have collected enough evidence to prove that supernatural beings born from mortal souls can recall their past.
Oh.
Sometimes partially, sometimes fully.
Interesting, that's cool.
I watched you day and night, waiting for it to happen. For your memory to awaken, or your instincts at least. For anything familiar, something I could immediately recognize. I tested you. I asked you questions and... nothing. Nothing.
What will happen if one of us steps into the wound?
The tearing of the soul, followed by a cruel and terrible death. But it will likely be quick.
Okay. Alright, I have no more questions.
And it's finally time to end all this.
Stop. The wound may be killing our souls, but we can find a way to solve this without bloodshed.
Asking me to stop is like asking a river not to flow, or a volcano not to erupt. Death is not the end. I've spent 100 years trying to prove it, and I will not stop now. This experiment was unsuccessful, but that just means I need to adjust the initial conditions and try again. I am still alive. I still have time. You, the current you, will have to die, but only to surrender the soul you share with my son. I will start over. This time I will do everything differently. I will work with even greater precision. I will turn the world upside down if I must.
Okay, sounds good.
I promise.
For a moment, a single heartbeat, Areelu is silent. Alright, let us fight. Fight the last battle. Okay, here she comes. She's disappeared. Oh, she's over there, okay. Oh, actually, it's easy for me. She landed right where I could see her, actually. Gotcha. Not quite. Freebooter's Bond. Let's do this. Aspect of war. What? Okay, come here. Okay, I missed. Okay. Hold on, does she have spells on her? Yeah, she has a bunch of spells on her, actually. I wonder. Can I corrupt magic you? Oh yeah, I did. I dispelled a bunch of stuff from her. Cool. Exactly what I wanted. Now I can... Oh no, I can't actually. Oh, I can. Finger of Death, you? No. That didn't seem to do much. Is she immune to it? Oh, she's immune, right? Damn. Should have known. Ow. She tried disintegrating me. Stand up. Shoot. Okay. I got you. GG. Cool. GG, well played.
I never thought that I would be responsible for the creation of my most powerful enemy.
I can see you, Suture. Show yourself.
I've been waiting for you to get distracted, so I can stab you in the back.
I've uncovered your plan. The spells in this chamber, they're designed to kill you if something goes wrong. You've been preparing for this outcome from the start, am I right?
How very perceptive. But you didn't think I would make it easy, did you? I won't let you win. You need me alive. You want to use me to close the wound, but I can destroy myself before you have a chance.
Oh, interesting. I'll stop you, by force if necessary, so don't embarrass yourself with these pathetic attempts to prevent the inevitable.
Fine. Let's say I don't destroy myself. What happens now?
You lock eyes with Areelu. It is her will against yours, and you strive against her in this unspoken contest for what feels like an eternity. But finally, the crimson fire in her eyes dims, and her resolve falters. I take her soul?
You are stronger than I could have anticipated. As your creator, I should be proud to be defeated by the one I have imbued with power. Is there any higher praise? But I'm tired. You won't hear me pleading. Let us finish this experiment here and now.
It's over. Now you'll die, giving your life to help heal the world wound that you created. Do you have any last words?
Here are my last words. I regret nothing.
Alright, use Areelu's soul to close the wound. Farewell, then. I regret the things you've been through, but evil must be cast out, and the world must breathe freely once more. The violet flames rise around Areelu like a storm, as if in the last moment of its existence, the world wound is reaching out to its creator, either pleading or menacing. The ground shakes, flames burst in and out of existence, and the world becomes a vortex of purifying light. Time passed one day. Oh wow, it takes us that long, huh? There she is. See ya. Goodbye. Nice. GG. Life and death, destiny and great deeds, answers to mysteries in the search of one's true path. The mind can comprehend all of these things, and then such concepts can be written down as a sequence of formulas, a series of lines, a chain of thought. Still, a moment always comes when it is time to wrap up, to reach a conclusion, to put a period at the end of the last sentence. The impossible rift, the bleeding wound that had tormented all of Golarion for 100 years, was finally healed. The life and soul of the one who once inflicted this wound upon the world became the salve. With the death of the witch Areelu Vorlesh, the world wound she had created vanished as well. Yes, GG. The Fifth Crusade may not have lasted long, but in that short time, Dresden became the commander's city, his bulwark, his citadel. Unsurprisingly, he remained the ruler of the city and the surrounding lands after the spectacular victory at Threshold, yes. In your speech before your followers, you announce your decision. You won't leave your decision. Yes, that's true. I stayed in Dresden. The former lands of the Worldwound became a realm of death. The dark towers of Dresden enticed many who yearned for a taste of forbidden knowledge. Undead legions safeguarded the necromancers who spat on Pharasma's taboo as they delved into the mysteries of death. Each one of them sought to follow in the commander's footsteps, to throw off the chains of mortality and find eternal undeath. The memory of Tar Baphon and his deeds faded, and the shadows of a new, far more terrifying evil fell upon Avestan. When the commander butchered the defiant crusaders in Dresden, it did not go unnoticed. The Knights of Ozim called upon every Golarion nation to join them in a shining crusade against the new threat. But few rulers answered the summons. Memories of that horrific massacre were still too fresh in their minds. But it was not the armies of powerful nations or brave paladins who marched on Dresden first. Pharasma herself declared war on the commander. Her priests spread the word that a new Lord of Death had come to power and vanquished the Lady of Graves. Thousands were slain in fierce battles, and thousands joined the ranks of the undead host. Yes, okay. Come to power and vanquish the Lady of Graves, right? I killed the Skeen, right? Yeah, I think that's what happened. The wrath of the goddess Pharasma emerged victorious. That's true. That's true. But Dresden was not forsaken by its allies. Aid came from the kingdom of Geb. Yes, the enlightened and noble undead were glad to extend their greetings to their new friend and express their hopes that Avestan would come to see that civilized coexistence between mortals and undead was possible. The wise and reserved Lord Septimus became the keeper of Dresden's laws, the protector of the rights and freedom of all its sentient denizens. Hell yeah. Yes, I took the side with the vampires, that's correct. Although the commander became the symbol of the Fifth Crusade, there were still those among the Crusaders who were dissatisfied with his decisions. Years later, their words served as the basis for many alternate versions of the history of the struggle against the Worldwound. Interesting. Your achievements, I see, okay. I should, if I maxed it out. Man, maxing out those things were so annoying, I can't do it. Okay, well, whatever. Having declared its independence from Mendev, Dresden became the center of a young and ambitious nation. After expanding across the entire territory of the Worldwound, the country eagerly took on the task of settling the uninhabited northern regions. Yes, that's true. So, I refused to get involved in Mendev's problems and freed Dresden from its influence. That's true. That's exactly what I did. Dresden became the center of... Yeah, okay. With the conclusion of the war, Dresden, the heroic fortress of the Crusaders, began to wane in importance. The memories of the gruesome battles faded, the deeds of the brave were forgotten. A mere century later, Dresden had once again become just another northern garrison, and the legacy of the Fifth Crusade began to slip into obscurity. The Dresden fortress was abandoned, and the redoubtable headquarters of the commander's followers were relocated to the Threshold. Oh, interesting. That's interesting. Moderate success in all areas of the military campaign. Okay, interesting. Moderate success. After the Battle of Threshold, Queen Galfrey vanished. Some claim that they had seen her in the wastes around Iz, while others told stories of her being held against her will in the dungeons of Dresden. Yeah, she's a ghost. The ward stones from the chains that once guarded the borders of Mendev were carefully disassembled. One by one, the angels that had been trapped inside returned to heaven to heal their wounded spirits and prepare for new battles against evil. The victory over the Worldwound changed many things, not just on Golarion, but in the Midnight Isles as well. Nocticula spent many days pondering the words of a certain young and fearless prophet. Before long, the Lady in Shadow openly renounced her realm and named herself the Redeemer Queen. Really? This revolt against her own demonic nature transformed Nocticula, severed her ties to the Abyss, and brought her to Elysium. There, upon creating a realm named Midnight's Palette, the Redeemer Queen attained divine power and became the patroness of exiles. The now vacant throne was instantly seized by Shamira, the Ardent Dream. However, her power could not compare to the Night of the Lady in Shadow. The Midnight Isles, which had become a tempting prize for many demons, were plunged into chaos, of course. The demon Lord Baphomet suffered defeat. The Worldwound was closed, and the convenient passage to Golarion was sealed along with it. Baphomet shifted his attention to the realms of the other demon lords. A cell of the Templars of the Ivory Labyrinth was soon discovered in Alushanira. Demon Lord Deskari suffered defeat. He bided his time continuing to plot his invasion of Golarion, and after that, of heaven itself. The cultists that remained in Golarion went mad one after another, tortured by the nightmarish dreams of their lord sent to them. The commander's escapades in the Lucian era left a lasting impression on its denizens. Under Zeklek's management, the battle bliss gradually fell into decline. Audiences had grown bored of the ordinary gladiator fights, and the Nahindrian League closed due to a lack of members. Realizing that his talents as an arena steward would never be appreciated in the Abyss, Zeklek sold the Battle Bliss and used the proceeds to relocate to Hell, where he finally found himself at home. Okay, cool. That's good. I think Zeklek's a cool dude. After the destruction and the disappearance of the Guardians of Pelora, the temple beside the dry waterfall and the surrounding waste were left to their fate. The dark magic did its work, and thousands of the dead rose from their slumber to wreak vengeance upon the living. This place is now known as Pelora's ossuary. Alright, that's cool. Alright. Gesmera was true to her word. The Winter Sun clan left the lands of their ancestors. Once they had left the borders of the former Sarkoris, the clan split into several branches. One went to the wildlands of Numeria, others set off for free Varissia. A small group led by Gesmera chose to travel to Andoran, where they were lost among the many refugees fleeing other lands and other wars. The Winter Sun clan ceased to be. The Dretch, known as the Suture, never made peace with the loss of his mistress. He retreated to her old laboratory where he wandered the empty halls, activating the magical projectors again and again, for in their pale light there still lived an image of the one who had become so important to the solitary demon. That's sad. Sorry, Suture. The abyssal boy named Zorges had intended to leave the material plane, but a conversation with the commander after the victory over the Worldwound caused him to change his mind. The details of this conversation are unknown, but a week later, Zorges knocked on the door of the Pathfinder Society's Grand Lodge and was accepted into the society as a ward. It was the beginning of a long, adventurous saga. Ah, that's nice. The sinister Numerian device the commander had captured in the Blackwater clan encampment continued its grim work, subjugating new mortals at his master's behest. Soon it had legions of warriors under its command. The tales of its wars reached Absalom, marking the founding of a new union of crusaders, the Tech Slayers, who made it their mission to destroy this strange, menacing machine. Oh, okay, cool. Having rediscovered his own story, the storyteller rejected the goddess's proposal. He was celebrated as a great historian and rightfully held the position of Dean of the History faculty at the Arcanamarium, the most renowned academy in Absalom. Another 40 years passed before his age caught up with him, and it was his turn to appear before the Lady of Graves. Okay. Once the war had ended, Camellia grew bored and irritable. Shortly afterward, on a moonless night, she simply vanished. About a month later, an assassin by the name of Mireia arrived in Varissia. She had few things in common with the missing woman, apart from her fondness for cutting the hearts out of her victims. Okay. Orgus Worm never saw his daughter again. After the end of the Fifth Crusade, he sold his estate and left for Cheliax, where he successfully married, thus continuing the Worm line. Okay, I'm glad. I'm happy for him. Alright, better than having, you know, a murderous psychopath daughter. Having properly fulfilled his duties to mongrels and to his surprise avoided death, Lan was suddenly faced with a choice: what to do with his life now that it wasn't going to end anytime soon. His hesitation did not last long, and just a few months later he went on a sea voyage to see the world he had saved. But the first place Lan visited, however, was Nerosian. He visited his mother and stayed with her until the road called to him once again. Ah, that's good. After the victory, Ember simply sat for a long time, staring at the tongues of flame dancing in her hands. Her new powers frightened her. The awestruck redeemed were ready to hang on to her every word, and that frightened her even more. She left without saying goodbye to anyone, and continued her endless wayfaring along the roads of Golarion, helping the distressed and punishing the evildoers. Many worshipped her as a saint, but she would always respond with pleas. I'm just an ordinary girl. Interesting. Miss Ember, that sometimes being nice is not enough. Okay, I see. It's because of all the lawful choices, right? Yeah, okay. Soon after the war, the tireless researcher of all things researchable embarked on a new journey. She had a sudden urge to know how much time it would take to visit every nation in Golarion. She never returned. No, she did not perish. She simply got carried away with another experiment and forgot to come back. Okay. You never became a person whose name is worth remembering. Interesting. Okay. That's fine. Over the years, Daemon gained the title of Murderer's Butcher and was spoken of only in whispers. His servants often disappeared into the basements of his mansions, and his nightly reveries were frequently followed upon the discovery of a body dumped in some roadside ditch. Ultimately, the public's patience wore thin. Count Arende, stripped of his lands and titles, was now a wanted man. The former count was already far from Mende by then, of course. It is alleged the fugitive aristocrat was later seen in Varissia in the company of the assassin Mireia. After the meeting, Duraeron's trail went cold. The Iomedean Inquisition is currently investigating these rumors. Faced with serious challenge and sensing no support from the commander, Daeron turned to evil to save himself. Oh, okay, interesting. That's the bad end for Daeron. Whoops, my bad. Alright. To his own surprise, Woljev Jetto became a war hero. Esteem and fame were shortly followed by great wealth. The Tiefling did not let his newfound fortune turn his head, but chose to invest the money in several profitable ventures and one charity for street urchins. Within a few years, his signature style came to include a top hat, a cane, and a bit of a belly. He grew fat. He always just kept a bottle of his best liquor and 2 cups at the ready, just on the off chance that his chief would swing by for a visit. Yes, okay. You kept Woljif from embracing his demonic legacy and proved that he can rely on you. Yes, that's nice. Regil Durange wrote a treatise on waging war against the demons, both a practical manual and a philosophical exhortation. And once that was done, he succumbed to the bleaching completely. He was posthumously reinstated in his order and buried with honors in the officers' cemetery. His treatise was used in all future wars against the Abyss by mortals, angels, and devils alike. Before he died, he managed to send a letter to the commander that it contained sincere farewells or a list of directives. Impossible to say. No one was privy to the contents except the recipient. Interesting. I earned Regil's respect both as a person and as a commander. Okay, that's nice. Arushale had changed her nature, completely ridding herself of evil, but she would not dare to live among mortals. She took up residence in a small house away from their settlements. Shortly afterwards, rumors began to spread. Some said there was some kind of sorceress living in the cottage, or perhaps a reclusive saint, and people would come to her asking for help. She never refused anyone, and in time, she earned their trust and friendship. One day, a familiar figure appeared on Arushale's doorstep. Oh, it was Sela. She stayed as a welcome guest for several days, trying to soothe the turmoil in her soul. It is not known what the commander's 2 companions, the paladin and the former succubus, spoke about, but when the time came for Sela to set out again, a smile was playing on her lips. Ah, that's nice. Oh, it's Areelu and Pharasma?
And what of me, the writer of these words? The half-demon witch known as the architect of the Worldwound.
Good question.
I was defeated and fell at the hand of the one I had tried to transform. My experiment ended in failure, and my life ended along with it.
Yep.
I have recounted the story of my life for you, Pharasma, Lady of Graves. Not only of my life, but of the commander's also. I believe the tale of such an illustrious figure would pique even a goddess's curiosity.
Oh, interesting. It was Areelu telling a story to Pharasma. That's the basis for the storybook. That's funny. Okay.
Now you know everything. I await your verdict, goddess.
Cool ending. Silence hangs over the boneyard. The Lady of Graves is waiting her on her decision, and it seems the entire universe is holding its breath, awaiting her pronouncement. Who would dare break a silence so absolute? I can intervene. Alright, sure, let's intervene. Your awareness touches the boneyard, but it collides with an insuperable object, the will of the Lady of Graves.
Urgathoa's servants are not welcome in my hall.
Damn.
Begone, and never dare appear here again. As for you, Areelu Vorlesh.
The goddess's sepulchral voice fades away from the silence and once again reigns in the boneyard.
You wrought great evil, while it stemmed from the evil that was done to you. Your actions far exceeded it. Your soul is dark, and there is only one place for you in the universe.
Uh-oh.
I shall send you to the Abyss, plane of pain and fury, suffering and privation. That which you have done to others will now be done to you. So be it.
Rip. Thanks, Pharasma. The end. What a great ending. That's a great ending. I thought it was pretty good. Yeah, thank you guys so much for watching my playthrough of Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. It was quite the journey. Like, it took me a couple of months, and you know, like it was, I didn't think, I don't know, it was actually incredibly well written, and you know, things just worked out. I'm very satisfied. I'm very happy. I hope you guys are too. Yeah, it's really good. It's a little sad, you know, having such a story that stayed with you for so long now ending all of a sudden. So it is a little bit, I guess, shocking or a little bit numb, I feel. Yeah, you know, the end of a good story always feels a little strange, but I'm glad I experienced it. I hope you guys are glad to experience it with me as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed playing it. And as always, I hope to see you guys next time, but until then, bye for now.